what I could really do when I put my mind to it. That's in me. Tell me I'm beside myself, outside my body, I'm in my mind. Trying to land on my feet.
Hey all, hey y'all, hey all, hey y'all. Welcome to this Kingdom Things podcast installment. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, spiritual being having a human experience. If you have been a part of the Kingdom Things podcast, YouTube or Spotify family, thank you for being a part of the community. If you are new to the Kingdom Things podcast community, hello and welcome to the community. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. I am a worker, an angelic being on behalf of God, Goddess. I have been alchemized, created to be on this earth plane at this time to assist humanity with the spectacular, abundant times that we are in. We are in rapture or ascension season. What is rapture or ascension season? Rapture season in our biblical text, the rapture in our biblical text is notated as a force and energy of being coming from external to ourselves to save us. Ascension, the rapture, is us realizing our power within. Any being that we expected to come external from ourselves to save us is actually and has always been within. That energy has always been within. The rapture is about humanity realizing the force, the energy, the power that humanity is as a collective and as individual humans. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. So I am able to channel energies and messages from all over the divine. With waking up to our true identity, our spirituality, as we are energy or spirits. We are energy or spirits. We tap into different facets of ourselves. We're able to perceive different facets of ourselves that have always been, but we can finally see ourselves. One of the things that I've always been able to do is read energy very well. So now God has shifted me to utilize this gift that God implanted within me in order to assist humanity by channeling energies and messages from all of infinite creation, the multiverse, or the one. So today on the Kingdom Things podcast, we are going to be talking about frequential patterning. And I'm looking at my notes. Frequential patterning. Frequency or energy are perceived by the receiver's precepts. So frequency or energy are perceived by the receiver's precepts. Humanity has confused their precepts and perceptions that are a product of the reading or perceptions of energy as the only way energy is able to be received or perceived. What am I saying? So the way that we perceive energy through our touch, smell, taste, vision, sight, we have limited ourselves as we try, as it's been engineered in the human collective, the conformity of the human collective. We have engineered ourselves inside of these boxes that say that energy can only be perceived through touch, sight, smell, taste, feeling, when there are actually an infinite number of ways to perceive energy. Not only is there an infinite number of ways to perceive energy, but there are infinite numbers of energies. So not only is there an infinite number of ways to perceive energy besides touch, taste, smell, sight, touch, taste, smell, sight. I can't remember the fifth. Not only are there a number of ways to perceive energy, but there are infinite numbers of energies to be perceived. So we configured ourselves into this box where we feel as if, we think as if, we feel as if that the way we perceive energy is the way it is a constant in the universe. We have programmed ourselves to believe the way that we, humanity, perceives energy through our socially accepted forms: touch, taste, smell, sight. Why can't I think of the fifth? Touch. Let me get this. Touch. Give me a second. Touch, taste, smell, sight. I'm going to have to come back and add it. Like I do that from time to time. It's okay. It's essential season. We're going to recalibrate it. So not only is, are there an unlimited, infinite number of ways to perceive energy, but there are infinite number of energies to perceive. Humanity, what we've done is we configured ourselves into a box, as we believe the ways in which we perceive energy are constant throughout the universe, when again there are an infinite ways to perceive energy and an infinite number of energies to perceive. Energy can and has an infinite number of forms, and there are an infinite number of ways to perceive the infinite number of forms of energy. Different dimensions, aspects, and form. Energies come in different dimensions, different aspects, and different forms, and dimensions and aspects that we have no conscious knowledge of, we have no knowledge of. Quantum energy is an energy that we have a hard time perceiving, because we have configured ourselves into the notion that the only way to perceive energy are through the socially accepted ways to perceive energy. When again, in all actuality, there are infinite number of ways to perceive energy. And by going within each of us on an individual basis in order to uplift and expand the consciousness of humanity, by going within, sitting with ourselves, meditating to get to know ourselves, we'll be able to tap into dynamics, dimensions, and aspects of ourselves, which will help us expand on an individual basis. Humanity is a collective of energy. Think of the many neurons in a brain. Every neuron in a brain is an individual human, but every neuron in a brain make up the whole functioning brain. So as we sit with ourselves on an individual basis, to get to know ourselves, we unlock different dimensions and aspects of ourselves, which give us access to different energies, different ways to perceive energies within ourselves, which contribute to the whole expanding function of humanity, where we're able to bust out of our box of conformity and understand things like quantum energy and quantum perceptions. We'll be able to understand, as we sit with ourselves on an individual basis, meditate, get to know ourselves, we unlock different dimensions and aspects of ourselves, which will allow for the expansion of the full component of the human collective. And as the human collective expands as a whole component, we will be able to understand things like quantum energy and perceiving quantum energy. Just as myself and many other people, channeling energies is a quantum communication. So channeling energy, being able to read energy and channel energy, is a quantum communication. So as we sit with ourselves on an individual basis, tap in, get to know ourselves, we'll be able to expand into different dimensions, different aspects of ourselves. And as we expand into different dimensions, different aspects of ourselves, we expand the whole component, the whole operational component of the human energy, the human collective. And why I'm channeling the word component, putting a spotlight on the word component, the energy of humanity, or the component of humanity, is a component of the whole of creation. So just as each individual human is a neuron in the brain called the human collective is a component in the creation of all of creation, of all of humanity, of all of our universe, of all of our solar system, of our planet. This is why it's super important for us to know ourselves on an individual basis, because you can only perceive as far as you know, as far as you understand. So if we can perceive more about ourselves, because we already are our fullest, most angelic, divine versions of self. It's about being able to perceive more of who you truly are in order to perceive more of our world, in order to assist with the expansion, upliftment, and fulfillment of the human collective's purpose of being created to be a component of all of divinity. Our purpose is to be a beacon of unconditional love, a light of unconditional love that shines through our universe, as well as the multiverse, as well as all of creation. I want to thank you so much for joining me on this Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Frequency Patterning, Frequential Patterning. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, spiritual creative, spiritual being, alchemized by the Most High Creator, God, Goddess, Source, Essential Sun, whatever you like to call the power, the force, the energy behind all of creation. I channel energies from the multiverse. I read energies from the multiverse to assist with the upliftment of the collective called humanity. Again, as we raise our own frequential patterning, we assist with the expansion of the component called humanity, the unconditional love called humanity. I am now at this time taking booking sessions for my all-comprehensive spiritual powwows. So if you're interested, you feel called to inquire about my all-comprehensive spiritual powwows, where I'm able to assist with channeling specific energies and messages that you need on your specific journey to bust through any energetic blocks within your being, to assist you with leveling up into new frequencies of yourself, new expansiveness of yourself, new patterns of being of yourself, in order to manifest a new life, in order to mirror a new life in your reality, the life of intention. So if you feel called or guided or would like to inquire about my one-on-one spiritual powwows, email me, Ashley Nicole Phillips, at kingdomthingspodcast@gmail.com. The email will be in the description of the posting of this Kingdom Things podcast. I am also an author. I wrote the story of Asya, which is about a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system, just like you and I. She's rapturing, so she's waking up to new components, new dimensions of herself. The story of Asya series leads into my other half. My other half is about the infinite nature of our beingness, of our souls, of our spirits. Two energies, two entities travel through many lifetimes, many time periods. The conformities of those time periods, of those lifetimes, keep them away, as they know they're supposed to co-create a love together. They know they're supposed to co-create a life together. But again, the conformities of those time periods, the social conformities, keep them apart. They will reignite their love. They will establish and co-create a love and life together. Which life, under which circumstances. I also sing and write music, which is near and dear to my heart. All the links to my works are in the posting of this podcast. If you are watching Kingdom Things Podcast on Spotify, Kingdom Things Podcast is also available on YouTube. If you're watching Kingdom Things Podcast on YouTube, Kingdom Things Podcast is also available on Spotify. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because it alchemizes the God or goddess within. Self-love is the best love because it ignites that energy, that spark that you've always been. Self-love is the best love because you're worthy of that. You are worthy of that. Bye.